What began as an ordinary, peaceful day quickly turned into a scene of chaos in Lafayette, Indiana. The calm atmosphere of Mill Pond Lane was violently disrupted when gunfire erupted at the home of Tippecanoe Superior Court Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife, Kimberly. The shocking nature of the attack immediately drew widespread attention and concern. Judge Meyer, 66, had been serving on the bench since 2015 and was widely recognized within the community for his professionalism and dedication. His wife, Kimberly, was equally respected, known for her involvement in local life and support of public service. Together, they were regarded as a steady and respected presence in their neighborhood. At around 2:15 p.m., a series of gunshots shattered the calm of the neighborhood, startling nearby residents. Investigators say the suspect approached the home using a ruse, claiming he had found the couple's dog. Within moments, he fired multiple shots through the door. Judge Meyer was struck in the arm, while Kimberly Meyer sustained a gunshot wound to the hip. Both were rushed to the hospital and, despite the seriousness of their injuries, survived. Authorities quickly launched a large-scale response. Officers from local police, state agencies, and federal investigators secured the scene and began gathering evidence. Shell casings, footprints, and surveillance footage proved crucial in identifying leads. Early findings indicated the attack was deliberate rather than random. Police appealed to the public for information. Receiving hundreds of tips, the investigation soon expanded beyond state lines, ultimately leading to the arrest of 5 suspects. Among them was 38-year-old Raylan Ferguson of Lexington, identified as the alleged gunman. Thomas Moss, 43, who had an active case before Judge Meyer, was also arrested, along with Blake Smith, 32, Amanda Millsap, 45, and Zenata Greer, 61.
Ties to 2 people who were recently arrested in connection to the shooting that injured an Indiana judge and his wife. Raylan Ferguson and Zenata Greer of Lexington, Kentucky were arrested along with 3 others in connection to the shooting of Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife Kimberly. Both were shot at their home on Sunday. Police say their investigation led to the discovery of DNA evidence on a mask found at the scene matching Ferguson's profile. Ferguson's charged with attempted murder. Greer charged with assisting a criminal and was arrested in Lexington. She's being held at the Fayette County Detention Center. Her next court date is scheduled for Monday at 1 p.m.
Police in Indiana released videos showing 3 arrests tied to the shooting of a judge and his wife. Police said the arrests coordinated to happen at the same time in different jurisdictions. One suspect was picked up during a traffic stop. Another was arrested when SWAT teams used a device to break down a door. All told, 5 people were arrested in what authorities describe as a targeted attack on Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife in their home on January 18th. The judge and his wife are recovering from their injuries. The state Supreme Court appointed a special judge to this case. Those arrested are expected to be arraigned this week.
They face charges including attempted murder, conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and assisting a criminal. Investigators believe the attack was part of a coordinated plot to stop Moss's upcoming trial, which was scheduled just 2 days later. Court records show Moss was facing serious felony charges, including domestic battery and illegal firearm possession. Authorities say mounting pressure over the case, combined with the involvement of others, led to the carefully planned and violent assault. Evidence recovered during the investigation painted a disturbing picture of premeditation. Surveillance cameras captured the suspects' movements, discarded clothing, and forensic evidence linked them to the scene, and witness statements corroborated the timeline. Prosecutors later revealed connections between some of the individuals and criminal networks, including motorcycle clubs and street gangs with histories of organized crime.
Have released surveillance video that shows the moments leading up to when the shooting of 2 Indiana judges happened outside of an Indianapolis White Castle on Wednesday. The IMPD is asking the public to help locate and identify a blue SUV and its 2 occupants seen in the video. The 2 men are believed to be the suspects in the shooting. As News 18 previously reported, both of the gunshot victims are judges in Clark County, Indiana. One was critically injured while the other was in stable condition. Contact IMPD at 317-262-TIPS if you have any information. funeral arrangements.
They advised there was a knock on the door. Someone advised, we have your dog, and then a shot came through the door. They don't know who shot him.
While authorities are investigating, the shooter is still at large. Meyer had served as a city council member and ran for office as a Democrat. He recently announced his upcoming retirement from the bench. Now the Chief Justice of the state sounding the alarm, saying in a statement, quote, "I worry about the safety of all of our judges. Any violence against a judge or a judge's family is completely unacceptable." It comes as multiple judges have been killed at their homes in recent years amid an uptick in political violence,
including motorcycle clubs and street gangs with histories of organized crime. 2 of the suspects had prior violent offenses, further highlighting the dangerous nature of those involved. The attack, law enforcement noted, was not merely an impulsive act of anger. It was a deliberate attempt to interfere with the judicial process through violence.
In a News 10 follow-up, 5 people are behind bars at this hour for their alleged role in the shooting of Tippecanoe Superior Court 2 Judge Steve Meyer and his wife Kimberly. All day today, our sister station in Lafayette has been combing through several court documents. Rachel Hawk explains what she's learned.
These are the 5 faces arrested Thursday for the shooting of Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife Kimberly at their Lafayette home, each of them having a hand in the way that day played out. Let's rewind to January 18th. At approximately 2:14 p.m., officers dispatched Mill Pond Lane for reports of shooting. Officers say a male was on the front porch claiming to be looking for his dog. Meyer said they did not have his dog. Shots fired from a black short-barreled shotgun. Police later say the serial number and model were obliterated.
While the accused awaited trial and legal proceedings unfolded, Judge Meyer and his wife began the slow process of recovery. In public statements, Judge Meyer emphasized his faith in the judicial system and his commitment to justice despite the attack. Kimberly Meyer expressed gratitude for the rapid response of medical personnel and law enforcement, praising the outpouring of community support. Their resilience in the face of such violence became a powerful symbol of courage and resolve.
The Indiana judge and his wife are recovering after being shot in their home over the weekend. It happened Sunday afternoon in Lafayette. Tippecanoe County Judge Stephen Meyer and his wife Kimberly are both stable at a local hospital. Police haven't released information on a suspect. Indiana Chief Justice Loretta Rush wished the couple a speedy recovery in a statement sent to Indiana judges. Rush also said she worries about the safety of all judges. She says any violence towards a judge or a judge's family is completely unacceptable.
Lafayette said every available resource is being used to apprehend the shooter. Meyer is stable and recovering. His wife said everyone has been so kind and compassionate. She thanked the community for its support and the medical personnel who provided care. Meyer has been on the bench in Tippecanoe County since 2014. Tonight, Indiana's chief judge said any violence against a judge or a judge's family is completely unacceptable. All Indiana judges were asked recently, David, whether they had received threats. A majority said yes and pushed for a state version of a federal law that restricts online access to judges' home addresses. David?
Eric Katursky tonight. Aaron, thanks.
The shooting prompted an urgent review of judicial security in Indiana. Chief Justice Loretta H. Rush of the Indiana Supreme Court issued a statement urging judges to remain vigilant and consider security measures for themselves and their families. Legislators quickly proposed measures to modernize protections for public officials, including the ability for judges to shield personal information from public records and improve home security protocols. Lawmakers and legal experts debated the balance between transparency and safety, acknowledging that incidents like the Lafayette shooting, though rare, underscore the potential vulnerability of public servants. Nationally, the attack sparked discussion about violence against judges and other officials. While such acts are uncommon, they highlight a growing concern over threats tied to criminal retaliation, political polarization, and social media harassment.
You know, when any of us gets harmed doing our job that we're doing, it's tough. I have to thank you all for the outpouring of support I've received from the other branches of government, from so many judges, judicial leaders, not only in Indiana and statewide. But an attack on a judge is not just an attack on that judge. It's an attack on the community, the state, the judiciary, and it's really an attack on our free society and the critical role the judiciary plays in securing that.
Legal commentators noted that the attack was a stark reminder of the dangers faced by those who enforce and interpret the law. It prompted questions about what additional resources and protections are necessary to safeguard those upholding justice, without isolating them from the communities they serve. The community of Lafayette, meanwhile, grappled with fear and shock, but also showed remarkable solidarity. Neighbors expressed concern that such violence could occur in a quiet residential area, while legal colleagues reflected on the fragility of safety when personal risk intersects with professional duty. Yet, amidst the fear, there was also resilience. Residents rallied around the Myers, offering support, sending messages of hope, and holding vigils for their full recovery. As the legal system moved forward, with the accused facing charges ranging from attempted murder to conspiracy, the case became emblematic of broader challenges in American society. It highlighted the rare but real threat of targeted violence against judicial figures and the importance of preventive measures.
And we continue this evening with another top story we've been on top of. A judge who was shot in his home alongside his wife returned to the courtroom for the first time this week. This is video that you're seeing from the Tippecanoe Bar Association. And Judge Stephen Meyer administered the oath of office for Judge Kevin McDaniel, who was sworn in today. The ceremony marks Judge Meyer's first return to the courthouse since this shooting. And then another judge is managing cases in his court while Judge Meyer and his wife recover. 6 people are under arrest in connection to the shooting.
Yeah, that happening yesterday. Good to see the judge back in the courtroom there.
The attack on Judge Meyer and his wife serves as both a cautionary tale and a story of survival. Their experience underscores the human costs of criminal retaliation and the critical importance of security measures for public officials. It is a reminder that even in the heart of peaceful communities, the rule of law can be tested in the most violent and personal ways. Their courage and the tireless work of investigators who brought the perpetrators to justice offer hope and reassurance that such threats can be confronted and resolved within the framework of the law. Although the full impact of the Lafayette shooting will continue to unfold through court proceedings, policy changes, and increased security measures, the incident stands as a powerful example of how crime, justice, and community strength intersect. It highlights a sobering reality. Even those responsible for upholding the law can become targets, and the true strength of a society lies not only in its justice system, but in how well it protects those who serve it. What happened on that day in Lafayette now remains a lasting and meaningful chapter, one that underscores both the vulnerability of security and the resilience of those determined to uphold the law, even in the face of danger.